Good evening and welcome to Krem TV's news broadcast for Thursday, September 25th, 2014. Making the headlines tonight, Special Constable allegedly killed in Caracol by Guatemalan national. Ministry of Health concerned about increase of hemorrhagic dengue cases in Belize City. Belize Telemedia Limited holds its 8th annual AGM tonight. And finally, police say a Ringe Walk store robber is armed and dangerous. We'll return with the news in detail shortly after these messages. Stay tuned.
Hey there. I want to tell you a little about Smart's new shared data service because I'm sure you've got questions. Shared data is a service that allows you to share your smart internet between multiple devices. You, your friends, your family, and even your employees to enjoy. You would never believe this. You could share your smart internet with up to 10 devices. I mean phones, MiFis, dongles, tablets, and they could use it anywhere in Belize where Smart has service. It's free to sign up. All you have to do is to take the devices you want to share data with into a Smart showroom and get them programmed. It's that easy. It's the sharing part that may be a little difficult for you.
Smart, bringing people together.
I am General Moreno of the CBC Infantry. This is a high priority information briefing. Each one of you is equipped with a little genius, which offers up to 235 channels. Your mission, to infiltrate every home with the most incredible viewing experience this nation has ever seen. Now go out and transform every television into a genius. Move out.
Did you know that by speaking English, you can make good money? You like to talk and help people? Would you like to join and grow in a stable company? Ready Call Center is the place for you to be. Join now our customer service representatives team and take advantage of our free transportation, long-term employment, flexible schedules, competitive salaries, permanent overtime, and opportunities to grow and excel within the company. Come see for yourself. Call us at 228-0010, 228-0011, or apply at www.readycallcenter.com.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. You're beautiful, beautiful in every way. Girl, only you can make my day. I'm gonna hold you tight. Baby, let me treat you right. I promise you'll keep on coming back my way. You don't have to bend over to impress me. You don't have to do the dirty dance to test me. I like you just the way you are. Locking we body together in a motion, like pirate ship in the ocean. You already own my heart. Baby, let me take it slow, girl. You don't have to touch your toe, girl. Take it slow, girl. You don't need to bend down low. Take it slow, girl. You don't have to touch your toe, girl. Take it slow, girl. You don't have to bend down low.
Welcome back with your news. I am Miriam Abdul-Kawi. State-owned Belize Telemedia Limited, BTL, is holding its 8th annual general meeting at 7 p.m. tonight, where it will be present to its estimated 1,600 shareholders its performance for the year April 1st of 2013 to March 31st of this year. According to the audited documentation presented by BTL, gross revenues this year decreased by $1.2 million, or 1% as compared to the last financial year. The earnings per share last year was 42 cents. This year it is 40 cents. 2013 to 2014 marks the 5th year since BTL's nationalization in 2009, and as disclosed by local media yesterday, since the sale of shares in 2010 and an SSB investment of $50 million, BTL's profits have actually fallen each year since. From 2011 to now, the profit has progressively decreased by 38%. Today, General Manager for Customer Services, Dion Chamberlain Miranda, lamented the Channel 5 story and blamed the downturn on austerity in the telecommunications industry worldwide.
All of us are aware that we're going through austere times. This is a serious economic meltdown in the entire world. So this is affecting the entire world, where there are several layoffs and downsizing of major companies. In fact, Apple has laid off a major amount of people, Motorola. The telecoms industry is facing serious challenges. And so I was a bit disappointed to see the Channel 5 review last night, based on the fact that despite challenging times, despite an economic downturn, despite the fact that the government has made so much lowering of rates over the past 5 years, which means that does impact our revenue base, despite the fact that we have had lowered telephone calls to the United States, I mean, they're down to like 20 cents a minute, despite all of the additional things that we've done, I would want to say that we've had a very good year in terms of our expansion, in terms of the upgrades for our staff, in terms of delivering better customer service. Our return on equity decreased by 1%. Our net profit decreased by only 1.4 million. I mean, and you have to realize that these have been very serious times. Our operating expenses have gone up. Our union was successful in getting raise. There are so many variables, and I think that if you look at it when you separate out only what the revenue is and you don't really look at the global economy and all of the issues that have faced us, then you would say that the company is not doing as well. But we are very pleased with the work that we've put in.
BTL's expenditure this past financial year increased by $1.1 million. Tonight's AGM will be held at the Biltmore Plaza Hotel in Belize City. Meanwhile, today we received a report that there was a dengue outbreak. Despite the fact that the rainy season brings with it an increase in dengue cases, we still checked with the ministry because we here at Krem knew of at least 4 cases recently. Kim Bautista, technical advisor in the Vector Control Unit of the ministry, confirmed that so far there have been 342 recorded cases of dengue this year. Last year, at this same point, there was a similar amount of cases at 339. Bautista says that historically every 2 to 3 years there is a dengue outbreak. The last one occurred in 2010, and this year the ministry has noted that the infections have been more active. He says one of the cases could be the erratic weather patterns. What is of concern to the ministry this year is that while the Belize district generally sees a higher number of cases than any other area, this year they are seeing an increase of hemorrhagic dengue cases in the old capital. Here is Bautista on what this may mean.
What was of concern to us was the increase of hemorrhagic cases, which is a direct result of more than likely a different serotype of the 4 viruses circulating. Because once you get an episode of dengue with a particular serotype, you automatically build up immunity to that serotype. So if you have your population exposed
Bautista says they began registering an increase in dengue cases in the Belize district around mid-June this year. It began with 3 cases, then increased to 5, and some 3 weeks ago there were 17 cases. As a result, the ministry has brought in 8 temporary workers to assist with spraying to fight the spread of the Aedes aegypti mosquito. At the beginning of next month, the ministry, in partnership with the Belize City Council, will hold a 2-day cleanup as part of its preventive measures. And in other news, during official Independence Day ceremonies, among the sweets Prime Minister Dean Barrow doled out was another quote-unquote internet double-up, or an increase in bandwidth. Barrow said he had just signed a statutory instrument that is making internet services zero-rated rather than exempt for GST purposes. He explained that the change would allow all internet service providers to charge even less, and in the case of BTL, as of October 1st, an increase in internet speeds. It is not the first time this is being done, and as Barrow admitted, government of Belize would take a revenue loss as a result. Today, Dion Miranda, General Manager of Customer Services at BTL, explained how they can afford the change.
I don't know if you're aware, but our 256K internet that was provided in 2009 has gone down to $25 now in October 1st once we proceed with the Prime Minister's announcement. A 2 megabit was $850, a 16 megabit was $700. And sorry, a 2 meg was $850, and now a 16 meg today is $700. So we are trying to ensure that businesses get an opportunity to thrive. And we're talking businesses that employ people, the BPOs, you know, the call center environment. We really want to make sure that that is available so that there is employment. What this new board and this management structure is doing is going back and revisiting every contract we have. And we found out that we were not gaining the type of discounts that we could have been getting with the additional bandwidth that we're pulling in. So right now, we were able to negotiate enormous discounts. And these discounts is what the Prime Minister is passing back to the people of Belize.
Separately, BTL says it will also double the bandwidth for over 250 schools countrywide that currently get 1 megabit of internet free. And we have much more news coming up after these messages. Stay tuned.
No fees.
Thank you for using Atlantic Bank's Go mobile service.
Secure payments. Hour access. Atlantic Bank invites you to go branchless, an easier way to bank. Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Limited by your service provider's bogus bonus credit? Free up yourself and switch to Smart. Enjoy the freedom of using your promotional credit to call or text anyone in Belize and even call or text any part of the world. Freedom is easy. Free up yourself and choose Smart.
Smart, bringing people together.
Come to
aware that a change in the climate is a major threat to Belize? Climatologist, consultant, and honorary professor Dr. Bhawan Singh carried out an integrated vulnerability and adaptation session in Belize last year. So far, results have shown that 6 major sectors in Belize are already being affected by climate change and are exposed to further disastrous effects of climate change. The affected sectors are agriculture, tourism, water, coastal development, health, and fisheries. This year, the National Climate Change Office hosted a session where individuals from each sector gathered to address the climate change effects.
We have developed a forecasting model, weather forecasting model, especially related to managing pests and diseases. And based on those forecasting model, we can predict when the disease or pest will appear.
Human activities like burning of fossil fuels and cutting down of trees significantly contribute to climate change. The National Climate Change Office challenges you to join us in combating local climate change threats by taking action to improve livelihoods. With your help, Belize can successfully become a stronger nation in the face of climate change.
They look at her with pity. They look at her with fear and scorn. They said no to urgent, life-saving care and treatment for her and her baby. She is HIV positive. She is human. She is desperate. Thankfully, she found a provider who had no fear, just concern, who used the necessary procedures to prevent transmission of the virus to the staff and to her baby. She has a right to appropriate medical care. She has a right to life and to give life. The Constitution of Belize endorses these inalienable human rights. So, know your rights and laws. They are her rights, too.
Global warming is affecting our country, eroding coastlines and bleaching our coral reefs. Whether a farmer, a fisherman, or none of these, we all can play a part in saving our communities. So let's stop cutting down the trees, got to preserve the forestry. Turn off lights when they're not in use. When you're driving, be sure to cruise. Global warming is not our fault. Conserving energy is our part. Protect our reefs and our trees and preserve our beliefs. Global warming is affecting our country, eroding coastlines and bleaching our coral reefs. Whether a farmer, a fisherman, or none of these, we all can play a part in saving our communities.
Get the facts about how global warming affects Belize at the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center.
And preserve our beliefs.
Krem News has received confirmation of the murder of a special constable attached to the Benque Viejo Police Department. Confirmation first came by way of the officer commanding Benque Viejo around 4 this evening, followed by a government press release. Here's what Assistant Superintendent Dinsdale Thompson told us about the incident when we spoke to him earlier this evening.
Yes, sometime this morning we have received reports from personnel on the site in Caracol, Belize, Cayo District, that one of our special constables who is posted at this Caracol Mayan site have received gunshot wound to his head on the site and have died. We are yet to bring out the body. We are at this present moment have a team of investigators and BDF and a special patrol unit
Okay. Could you tell us what led to his being murdered, to him being killed?
That as yet, we are still waiting for our team of investigators who went on scene to come back and brief us about the findings or the preliminary findings so far. What we do understand, though, is said that one Guatemalan is the person that have shot Danny, Canada's special constable officer.
So, as far as getting the information as to the motive for the shooting, all of that, you don't have that as yet?
No, we don't have that at this moment yet, but as soon as those come in, we will be updating the family and the media as well.
Okay, sir, and then one more question. Do you have anyone in custody for the shooting?
No, we don't.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add on the incident?
No, at this time, we know that the road is a bit wet and bad in here, so the investigators, they might take another hour or two to get back from the location out there. We're not in communication with them because of the distance from San Ignacio to Caracol, my admin site.
According to the press release, the incident happened just before midday today. 20-year-old Special Constable Danny Konorki, who is assigned to the Tourism Police Unit, was shot and killed in the line of duty at the Caracol archaeological site in the Cayo district. Initial reports reveal that Konorki approached two men of Hispanic descent who were on horseback. The two men opened fire on him and then fled the scene, retreating into the dense cover of the jungle. Konorki was rushed to the San Ignacio Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. According to the release, this incident occurred in the general vicinity of the main temple in plain view of several tourists and tour operators. Security forces were deployed to secure the scene, and tourists were safely transported out of the area by the Belize Tourism Board. The press release ends by stating that additional security personnel have been deployed to the Caracol archaeological site to ensure the safety of the hundreds of visitors who frequent the site. The matter is under investigation by the relevant authorities, and government, by way of its press release, expressed condolences to the family of Special Constable Danny Konorki, who died while serving his country. Updates will be provided as information is forthcoming in this story. And in other news, on August 29th, Belize City Mayor Dale Bradley attended the Ahmadiyya annual conference in London as an official representative of Belize. The conference is held by one of the biggest Muslim communities in the world, an Islamic sect whose motto, love for all, hatred for none, has distinguished them from the usual negative slander that Muslims have faced, especially in the media. Not only are Ahmadiyyas non-violent, but they are a humble group of people whose kindness extends into the extraordinary. And is that hospitality that the mayor experienced throughout his visit in London. So what sparked this new connection between Belize and the Ahmadiyya community? In July, the first Ahmadiyya Muslim community mosque was opened right here in Belize City, and the mayor welcomed the community at the official ceremony, stating, quote, "I think that Belize City can benefit from the Ahmadiyyan principle of being peaceful and nonviolent," end quote. As a part of his attendance to the conference in London, the mayor gave a speech that resonated with his admiration and appreciation for this new linkage between Belize and the Ahmadiyya community.
In July 2014, Belize became the 206th country in the world to have an active chapter of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. And I was humbled then to bring words of welcome to Ahmadi Muslims in Belize. And I am equally humbled now to bring greetings to His Holiness and to this Jalsa Salana on behalf of the people of Belize. I extend congratulations to His Holiness for his powerful message of peace and tolerance, that amidst this world in turmoil, the message of His Holiness cuts across the world like a sword, connecting homes and hearts, traveling across countries and continents, terrains and time zones, connecting in its path over 160 million Ahmadi Muslims, calling them to live lives of peace, understanding, brotherhood, and service to others. I also congratulate His Holiness and the Ahmadiyya Muslim community for your many acts of charity across the world. Ahmadiyya Muslims are in every corner of our globe, building hospitals, houses, mosques, providing food, water, electricity, and being part of every major disaster, from Katrina to Haiti to Syria, helping human beings from every race and every religion alleviate suffering and reaching a level of existence that promotes dignity and respect. I join with Ahmadiyya Muslims in condemning all forms of oppression and persecution against your faith. And I commend you for your stance on nonviolence, responding to persecution with patient endurance, love, and forgiveness. Your example is a light to the world, and I stand here in solidarity with you and pledge to work with the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Belize to advance your message of peace, unity, and service.
The Ahmadiyya Muslim Community Mosque is located at 1318 Crown Avenue in Belize City and offers an internet cafe. It welcomes everyone in the Belizean community. Now we turn our focus to a police story. Police are asking the public to be on the lookout for 27-year-old Alexander Tillett from Orange Walk. He is wanted in connection with the fatal armed robbery which occurred at Hong Yong store on the Otro Benque Road last Friday, September 19th, in which his accomplice was killed by the proprietor. Tillett is additionally wanted for another robbery at Darvis store in the same town which occurred on September 11th. Alexander Tillett stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, is of light brown complexion, and has tattoos on the left hand, below the eye, and back of the neck. He is believed to be armed. If seen, you are asked to contact the nearest police station immediately. And the news continues after these brief messages. Stay tuned.
St. John's Credit Union is the leader since 1946. They work harder, serving members in Belize, Belmopan, and Griga. With safe saving, smart borrowing, and HCU is the one. Innovating, service forward. St. John's Credit Union is the one, the number one.
St. John's Credit Union Limited. Safe saving, smart borrowing.
I am General Moreno of the CBC Infantry. This is a high priority information briefing. Each one of you is equipped with a little genius, which offers up to 235 channels. Your mission, to infiltrate every home with the most incredible viewing experience this nation has ever seen. Now go out and transform every television into a genius. Move out.
Come on, man. It will be fun.
I don't know.
You will like it. You don't love me then.
Think, Gabby. You're not ready for all of that right now. You got your whole life ahead of you for enjoy before you got on A levels.
I like you and everything, but I'm not ready for all that. Just make me hang up.
Alright then. I could do that.
Oh my God. I never tell me neighbor now there this weekend they broke in on my house. Oh my God.
Don't let this happen to you. Ensure that the things that you value are properly secured. If you see any suspicious activity in your area, please call the police by dialing 911. Safeguard your property. Remember, security begins with you.
This message was brought to you by the police department and this station.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
Fine light in the beautiful sea. I chose to be happy. You and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star, I see a vision.
Hey, sweetness, I got carrying a bag for.
Anyway, so what you do today?
I carry phone every day.
So shine bright tonight.
At 13, we got our whole life head away, so we dey enjoy with youth to the fullest. We think boys are cool, but we not ready for get serious with them, so we dey wait, we not dey worry.
We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky.
Strength of a woman.
You trust us to raise our children, to teach our children and guide their moral compass. You trust us to fundraise and to organize political campaigns. Now trust us to make the important decisions too. Let us work together to put more women at the discussion table and in the House of Representatives. This message was brought to you by Women's Issues Network of Belize, United Nations Development Program, and funded by United Nations Democracy Fund.
Strength of a woman.
You know, a lot of girls have a lot to say about no use condom. They say it feel better without it, or that just more pleasure. Me and my dogs, we like party like everybody else. But we not fool. When it comes to condom, we only got one choice: strap it or stop it. A lot of players say they want all the pleasure, and I day, you see, I want pleasure too. Pleasure for finish school, get a good job, but most of all, I want the pleasure to get married and have my own family one of these days. So when it comes to sex, I make sure I get all the pleasures now, but one a day, so that later on I could enjoy all the other pleasures in life.
Girl can catch a fire.
Wanna feel whining at the road. Rock out on the line in the road. All the treasure wanna find in the road. Don't stop signing on the road. Girl, wanna feel whining at the road. Rock out on the line in the road. All the treasure wanna find in the road. Don't stop signing on the road. Bounce a wanna feed the girl them bubble pan. If you love to see the girl them a bubble, put up your hand. You play song, fi girl star bus blank. Now the girl them time, play song fi girl white. Watch big selector a play, you no rookie. Catch the baseline, watch the girl them a should be. Hey, when the girl them a dip it and a drop it, you a funny man. If you not happy, follow me then. Girl a dash out, so me glad me come out. Ready fi left, what you talking about? Road me live, me no want see no host. We a rave and a wave.
For that special someone, choose wisely, use responsibly.
Coastal Awareness Week 2014 is being hosted by the Coastal Zone Management Authority and Institute CZMAI under the theme Plan Development Today for a Sustainable Coast Tomorrow. Chantal Clark Samuels, the director of CZMAI, told us that our country relies heavily on the coast for environmental, economic, social, and cultural reasons. That is why they are ensuring that the coast and its resources are being used responsibly. Samuels tells us about the activities for the Coastal Awareness Week, which kicks off on Monday, September 29th.
Coastal Awareness Week will kick off with the official opening ceremony and launch of the Belize State of the Coastal Zone report on Monday, September 29th. This report is very important, and as the name explicitly states, it's to provide an update to the general public on how what is the state of our coastal zone. Then on Tuesday, we will be hosting Belize's first ever Coastal Awareness Trivia Challenge for primary school students. We have 10 Belize City primary school students that will be participating, and essentially the goal of this is to engage students and have them be aware of fun facts about the coastal zone in a fun and meaningful way. Parents and supporters who will not be able to attend this event, which will be held at the Bird's Isle from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, can listen in live on Love FM and Wave Radio. Then on Wednesday, we have a panel discussion which will include members from the private sector and who we consider leaders in sustainable development. This will be held at our conference room at 10 a.m. On Wednesday, October 1st. Early in the morning on Thursday, October 2nd, we will be having a fun run for the coast, which begins at 5:30 from the BTL Park. Registration starts at 5, and participants get the chance to win trips to Golf Ski. And we end off Coastal Awareness Week on Friday, October 3rd with a family movie night, which will showcase and feature the winners of our Coastal Awareness video competition.
The coastal areas in Belize includes open water and open seas, treasured beaches and keys, watersheds, and the diverse animals and plant life that can be found in these areas. Meanwhile, the Statistical Institute of Belize has released its latest figures on the country's imports and external trade, and it reflects significant increases in some areas of both trade sectors. For the month of August this year, Belize imported goods valued at $158.5 million, increasing by over $11 million or 7.6% from $147.3 million in August of 2013. According to CIB, the increase is primarily as a result of imports of food and live animals and chemical products, which rose by $5.9 million and $5.5 million, respectively. Purchases of wheat, seeds, milk, and cream and animal feed were responsible for the growth recorded in category of food and live animals, and higher imports of chemical products were due mostly to purchases of fertilizers. Imports of manufactured goods, in particular building cement, were down by over $3 million from last August, while the value of goods going into the commercial-free zones also declined by $1.6 million. For the first 8 months of this year, imports totaled $1.3 billion, growing by almost $80 million or 6.5% compared to the same period in 2013. Purchases of mineral fuels and lubricants rose by $21 million, with the biggest growth in this category being recorded for diesel imports. Machinery and transport equipment increased by almost the same amount, boosted by purchases of vehicles for personal use and for the transportation of goods. The Statistical Institute of Belize's report goes on to identify an increase in earnings from food export and cites a continual decline in earnings from petroleum exports in the domestic exports sector. Meanwhile, domestic exports earning for August of this year were valued at $74.4 million, rising by more than $20 million or 38.8% in comparison to the same month last year. Sugar exports for last month more than tripled to $34 million and accounted for almost a half of total earnings for August. Marine exports, boosted by shrimp and lobster sales, rose by $1.4 million, while earnings from banana rose by just under $1 million. Petroleum exports, continuing the downward trend of recent years, fell by $2.5 million to $12.2 million during the month of August. With sugar exports bound primarily for the United Kingdom, this country overtook the United States as Belize's largest source of export earnings. These two countries together accounted for 8 out of every $10 earned from merchandise exports during August, with goods sold to the United Kingdom valued at $37.9 million and those sold to the United States totaling $20.7 million. Goods exported during the period January to August of this year totaled $464.3 million, almost $35 million less than in the same period in 2013. Of the other three major exports, only sugar was able to slightly surpass its earnings for the first 8 months of 2013, growing from $107.1 million to $108.9 million. And in other news, in April of this year, 10-year-old Cleon Mirage Jr. began exhibiting some unusual signs. He had a swollen lymph node, that is, diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, and experienced general weakness. When he was taken, that is, to the hospital, he was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, also known as AML. The disease is a type of cancer in which there is a rapid growth of abnormal white blood cells in the bone marrow. Those end up interfering with the production of normal blood cells. AML is considered a relatively rare disease affecting mostly adults. And after his diagnosis in Belize, his family sought treatment in Chetumal, but his mother, Clovis Matura, says she was being turned around. She ended up back at the KHMH in August when Cleon started having all the other symptoms coupled with shortness of breath. When he was admitted, it was discovered that he had 298,000 white blood cells, which is way above what is considered normal. His liver and spleen were swollen, and on the very next day, he was ordered to seek treatment, this time in Merida. His mother today told us their lives have changed considerably since Cleon's diagnosis.
Since we find out he's sick, for we whole life change. He no sleep the night, he stay up all night. Sometimes they have fever, 102 degrees, mostly the night. During the day, you don't want to eat, you don't want to play, you're tired, you just mostly want to sleep and lay down.
Okay, from what you understand then and from what the doctors have told you, what is required? Can he beat this disease? Is it something that he can overcome, or will he always have it and requires treatment?
They say he have a 40% chance of beating it. The chance is higher if we take the treatment to America. He need a bone marrow that will improve the chances much more. And the chemotherapy that for 18 months.
His first treatment was done in August, and he requires a chemotherapy session every month. The next treatment is coming up in 4 days, and the family does not have the money to make the trip or pay for the treatment, which costs $4,000 per session. The family must leave on Sunday.
What happens if he does not get that treatment?
If he don't get the treatment, then the whole chemotherapy process will reverse itself.
Tell us what type of child he was before you found out that he was ill.
He may always happy, playful, mannerly, very smart in a school, ambitious. He always come in the top 3 in a classes. All my friends they like him.
Which school?
Daviani.
If you wish to assist the family, you can call Clovis Matura at 665-0190. That's 665-0190. Her Holy Redeemer Credit Union account number is 52770. That's 52770 at Holy Redeemer Credit Union. And in other news, Belize's First Lady, Kim Simplice Barrow, and the Special Envoy for Women and Children hosted a conference today titled First Lady's Global Call to Action on Women's and Girls' Financial Health. The conference was a side event at the United Nations General Assembly in New York City. A release from the Special Envoy for Women and Children noted that many of the world's first ladies share similar concerns about the situation of the world's women and girls as it relates to their financial health. Mrs. Simplice Barrow was able to mobilize more than 25 first ladies to attend. The side event was also attended by other guests who have an interest in and can support follow-up initiatives at the country and global levels. The conference was used to advocate for greater investments in women's and girls' financial health and to identify real-world steps to increase access to financial capital for women and girls globally. At the global call to action, Simplice Barrow also proposed the establishment of a First Ladies Global Fund, a platform through which women of influence can come together to create and expand opportunities available to other women and girls, both in their own countries and around the world. The conference included keynote speaker Madam President Joyce Banda, former president of the Republic of Malawi, that is, and founder of the Joyce Banda Foundation International, as well as distinguished panel of experts. And stay tuned, we will return with the final segment of this evening's news.
When you dial the Crime Stoppers Belize toll-free hotline 0800-922-8477,
Crime Stoppers.
The call is answered by a trained international operator. Because each caller is anonymous, you are then given a code. Your tip or information about a crime is totally confidential. The international operator then contacts Crime Stoppers Belize, who relays the information to the relevant authorities like the police, immigration, customs, or human services department. Crime Stoppers Belize is a non-governmental and not-for-profit organization. A civilian board of directors oversees the operation of the program. The board sets policies and strategies and raises funds for rewards and administrative costs. Crime Stoppers Belize exists to give citizens a safe, anonymous alternative to report crime.
If you have information about a crime, please call Crime Stoppers Belize hotline 0800-922-8477. If your tip is successful, you can collect and reward and remain anonymous.
Help us make Belize a safer place.
Come on, man. It will be fun.
I don't know.
You will like it. You don't love me then?
Think, Gabby. You're not ready for all of that right now. You got your whole life ahead of you for enjoy before you go on A levels.
I like you and everything, but I'm not ready for all that. Just make me hang up.
Alright then. I could deal that.
Oh my God. I never tell me neighbor now there this weekend they broke in on my house. Oh my God.
Don't let this happen to you. Ensure that the things that you value are properly secured. If you see any suspicious activity in your area, please call the police by dialing 911. Safeguard your property. Remember, security begins with you.
This message was brought to you by the police department and this station.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Fine light in the beautiful sea. I chose to be happy. You and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star, I see a vision.
Hey, sweetness. I got Krem back phone.
Anyway, so what you do today?
I care phone every day.
So shine bright tonight.
At 30, we got our whole life head away, so we dey enjoy with youth to the fullest. We think boys are cool, but we not ready for get serious with them, so we dey wait, we not dey worry.
But beautiful like diamonds in the sky.
Strength of a woman.
You trust us to raise our children, to teach our children and guide their moral compass. You trust us to fundraise and to organize political campaigns. Now trust us to make the important decisions too. Let us work together to put more women at the discussion table and in the House of Representatives. This message was brought to you by Women's Issues Network of Belize, United Nations Development Program, and funded by United Nations Democracy Fund.
Strength of a woman.
Are you aware that a change in the climate is a major threat to Belize? Climatologist, consultant, and honorary professor Dr. Bhawan Singh carried out an integrated vulnerability and adaptation session in Belize last year. So far, results have shown that 6 major sectors in Belize are already being affected by climate change and are exposed to further disastrous effects of climate change. The affected sectors are agriculture, tourism, water, coastal development, health, and fisheries. This year, the National Climate Change Office hosted a session where individuals from each sector gathered to address the climate change effects.
We have developed a forecasting model, weather forecasting model, especially related to managing pests and diseases. And based on those forecasting model, actually we can predict when the disease or pest will appear.
Human activities like burning of fossil fuels and cutting down of trees significantly contribute to climate change. The National Climate Change Office challenges you to join us in combating local climate change threats by taking action to improve livelihoods. With your help, Belize can successfully become a stronger nation in the face of climate change.
They look at her with pity. They look at her with fear and scorn. They said no to urgent, life-saving care and treatment for her and her baby. She is HIV positive. She is human. She is desperate. Thankfully, she found a provider who had no fear, just concern, who used the necessary procedures to prevent transmission of the virus to the staff and to her baby. She has a right to appropriate medical care. She has a right to life and to give life. The Constitution of Belize endorses these inalienable human rights. So, know your rights and laws. They are her rights, too.
I must be foolish sequoia think I will get help. thinking that they could stop all of this before he kill me. All they do to arrest me, cuss me, laugh at me, and I will get no help, just like the last time.
Girl, the police know the laws, and they know about our rights and must help. If you do nothing, he could kill you and get away with it. If not today, then tomorrow. Think about the picnic day.
Here is a woman, vulnerable and badly beaten, a mother whose children's lives are also at risk. Who is she? Whatever she does, she's someone's daughter, born free and equal under law. She's human. She has the right to feel safe and protected. It is the sworn duty of our police to enforce her rights. As good citizens, it is your duty to report violence toward anyone. By turning a blind eye, you allow violence to thrive and take lives. It stops with us. So, know your rights and laws.